Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Kosi, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you how to draft and cut a simple Victorian corset. So today's video is going to be only on how to draft and cut it. So in my next tutorial I will be sharing with you guys on how to join all the pieces together. So if you're interested to learn how to make this, please keep on watching and let's get into today's video. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload any video. So guys, let's get started. So guys, to start off with this tutorial, you're going to make sure firstly that your brown paper or your pattern is on a fold. Then after that, you're going to draw a straight line across to serve as your starting point. You get. Then after drawing a straight line across, you're going to place your tape, then come down by your bust point, your under bust point, your waistline, your top length, and your hem. Do you get? So after doing that, as you can see that I marked 4 inches down. Then after marking this 4 inch, I'm going to go ahead and extend the lines I have across. Then after extending, I'm going to go ahead and label it as well. After connecting those lines, I made a mistake by labeling the first line as chest line, so I just went ahead to correct it by labeling the first line the bust point, the second line under bust, waistline, top length, and the hem, as you can see. Then after that, now I placed my tape at the bust point line, then I'm going to come up by 2 inches. Then after making my point, I use my ruler to connect it to give me a straight line. Then after marking this straight line, I also go ahead and label it as the chest line. You get. So I'll just label it as CL, that is the chest line. Then after that, coming to the shoulder line, I'm going to divide my shoulder circumference into 2, then make a straight line like this to meet the chest line. Then also place my tape. I came down by half of an inch and also measured what I have left, that is 7 inches. I divided by 2, mark the midpoint, then also came in by half of an inch. So I'm going to use the half inch I came down on the shoulder line to make my shoulder slant. Do you get? Then after that, I divided my bust circumference into 4, then made my point there, and also from there I connected the 3 dots I have left. Do you get? So after connecting with my curve, you can see what I have here, so I labeled it as the shoulder line. Do you get? So coming to the chest line again, I also came up by 1.5 inches. This is to avoid my cleavage showing. If you want yours to show very well, you can maintain the chest line. Do you get? So this line I marked here, I labeled it as the new chest line. Can you see? So this is now our new chest line. Do you get? So after that, I marked 3 by 3 inches, that is neck wideness and neck depth. So I marked it, then used my curve rule to connect it, and it gave me a round neckline. You get? Then after that, coming to the bust, to the top length, I divided my nipple to nipple by 2. Mine is always 7 inches, so divided by 2 is 3.5. So I marked it. Then from the bust point, I drew a straight line to meet the hem line. Do you get? So with your nipple to nipple divided by 2, go ahead and make your straight line from your bust point downwards. Then after that, coming to the shoulder line again, I divided what I had there on my shoulder into 2, then I marked it. So this is going to serve as my shoulder dart. Do you get? Now we are done with the shoulder dart, we are going to do our under bust tightening and waist tightening, and we'll be taking 0.7 inch for the side going towards the center front and 1 inch from the other side. Do you get? So I'll just do the same thing on the under bust as well. Then after doing that, I'm going to use my ruler to connect it to give me a straight line, just like you see me doing. Guys, after you are done doing that, next thing to do now is to come down here at your bust point. You're going to come down by 1 inch. After that, use your curve rule to connect it to give you your cup. Do you get? Just like you see me doing. Do not make it too curvy so it's not be hard for you to stitch on. Do you get? So guys, you can see what I had here after I was done doing this. Can you see? So the next thing to do now is to come up here at your new chest line. You are going to subtract 1 inch at both sides. This is to avoid caping on our corset. Do you get? So go ahead and subtract 1 inch. 1 inch is okay. You get, just go ahead and subtract the 1 inch on the both line, then extend the other line like this. After us done doing this, now we have 2 panel ready, so we get the third panel. So how you're going to get this third panel now is to place your tape at that leg, just like you see me doing like this, then divide your nipple to nipple into two and make a straight line with it, just like you see me doing. Do the same thing for the bust point and under bust. You get, so on the hem you can see that I came up by 1 inch, so go ahead and do yours like that. Then you're going to make a straight line at the hem just like this, then go ahead and extend the line. Do the same thing for here as well, then connect it from the upper part. You get, just from your armhole, just go ahead and connect it to you meet the hem. Remember that we came up by 1 inch here, and we also come down here by 1 inch on the new checks line. After doing that, then on the waist subtract 0.5 inch on both sides. Do the same thing for the top lines, and also do the same thing on the under bust, just like you see me doing. Then what I'm going to do next is to give it a slant line starting from the checks line. You get, so go ahead and give it a slant line to meet the hem. Do you get, just like you see me doing? So guys, after I was done doing this, you can see what I have here. So the next thing that I did was to came in by 0.5 inch at the center front. Then you are going to see how to connect it. Just go ahead and connect it like this. This is going to help the waistline to be very snatched. You get, so after doing that, you can see what I have here. So right now I'm going to go ahead and make my sweetheart neckline, connect it like this, and do the same thing for the other cup, just like this. Do you get? So right now I connected the both, and I'm just going to go ahead and divide all the measurements I have, the bust point, waistline, the hem, and all of that into 4. Then I will replace all the dots I have there. After replacing, then I'll add my normal stitching allowance. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Then after doing that, we're also going to go ahead and connect those lines. Do you get, just like you see me doing? Go ahead and connect it like this. Do the same thing for here as well. Then you can see that I'm done doing that. Next thing now is to shade this dot here. So this side here that I'm shading, this part of the dot that I'm shading here will be cut off. Do you get? So just note that this place I'm shading is going to be cut off. Do you get? So guys, after I was done doing that, I'm going to take my bust dart. So for my bust darts, I'll come down here by 2 inch at the bust point line. Come down by 2 inch at the bust point line, like I said earlier. Then from there you can see how I connected it with a slant. Do you get? Just make a slant to meet the other bust line. Do you get? So after doing that, you can see that I also went ahead to shade this part off here. Then after shading, the last thing to do at the front paper is to also come up at the hem line. You are going to come up by 1 inch, then make your curve. You get, because I want the side to get somehow to have a curvy shape. You get, just a nice one. So after doing that, this is what I have, and this is all for the drafting of a Victorian corset. I know that this is helpful. So at this point, you can see I'm cutting it off. Just take a good look at how I am cutting this off, so you don't make mistake while cutting yours. And mine is not going to have any yoke, that's why I cut it off as well. So you can see I'm cutting my darts and all of that. You can see I'm cutting everything. Then after cutting this dart, you're also going to watch how I cut the bust dart as well. Do you get? So this was how I cut the bust darts. You can see how I cut it. Just go ahead and cut it out. Then after cutting it like this, I'm going to use this paper, the same paper, to cover the darts up. Do you get? So I'll just use this one to cover the darts. Then after that, I use my sellotape to tape it, so it's going to be in a one place. Then after I was done doing that, I also went ahead to cut off this other dart here as well. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, watch what I'm doing so you understand better. Then also cut out the front side as well, so you can see. So guys, after I was done doing this, this is a 3 panel I have here, and I'm going to label it as 1, 2, and 3. So this is very important to label. Just go ahead and label all your piece so it's not going to be hard when stitching. So this is the back. You can see that I drew a straight line at the top there. So right now I'm going to divide the shoulder circumference into two, and the neck wideness. Also go ahead and came down by ½ inch for my shoulder slant. I made my shoulder like this. Then I'm also going to go ahead and mark the, I also come down, sorry, by 3 inches for the neck depth. Then I also used my ruler to connect it like this, my curve rule. So after doing that, I extended the armhole line like this. Then I'm place my tape at the shoulder line. Then I'm also going to go ahead and mark my chest line, bust point, under breast and waistline, top length and hem. Do you get? So just like we did at the front, I will repeat everything I did here at the front, including the label. So after doing that, we start again. After I was done with the labeling of my basic bodies and my armhole, what I did next was to divide my nipple to nipple into two. Then I marked it from the bust point down to the hem. I'm going to use my ruler to connect it to give me a straight line, just like you see me doing. Then after doing that, next thing now is to place my tape here at the hem. I came over by 1 inch. Then I extended the chest line to meet the breast point as well. Then also come down by 1 inch at the chest line. Then I'm going to go ahead and subtract ½ inch at both sides. So if you're busty, you're going to be subtracting 0.5 inch at both sides. So I did the same thing for the under bust, the waistline, and the top length as well. So I also go ahead and use my ruler to connect it to give me a slant. Do you get? So just look at how I'm connecting mine. Go ahead and connect yours like this. You get? So after I was done doing that, you can see that now the dart leg is ready and the two panels are ready for the back. So I'm going to get the third panel by also placing my dart exactly from the first dart leg. So going to just go ahead and place it, then mark your half of nipple to nipple into two. After marking it, make a straight line like this. Then after making your straight line, you're going to subtract ½ inch or 0.5 inch if you're bursty on the breast side, and do the same thing for the chest line by coming down by 1 inch. Also do the same thing on the hem part by coming up by 1 inch. So go ahead and connect it like this, just like we did on the first dart leg. Do you get? At the center back like this. So guys, after I was done doing this, you can see what I have here. So what I'm going to do next now is to make opening for the back loop. Mine is going to have a back loop. If you don't want her, if you don't want yours to have a back loop, you're going to add your zipper allowance first before taking all the measurements here. Do you get? So for me, I want to have a back loop and I want it a V shape. So what I did was that I marked 3 inches at the chest line for the back. Then I also marked 1.5 here at the hem. So from there, I connected it just like this. Then after that, I used my curve rule to make a something like a round neck curve, just like this. I just came down a little bit. You can see how I curved it for the neck, for the back neck. So right here I shaded this part as well. So just know that this is for the loop. Do you get? So after I was done doing that, I divided my bust circumference into 4. Also replace the dots we have here, and also do the same thing for the waistline. You're going to replace the dot and also add your seam allowance, your normal seam allowance. Then after that, you're going to connect it like this. Guys, after I was done doing that, just like we did at the front part, you're going to place your tape at the hem, at the side hem. Just go ahead and place your tape, then mark 1 inch at the top. Come up by 1 inch actually. So go ahead and make your curve using your curve rule like this. Then after doing that, you can see where I have here. So this is all for the drafting of a Victorian corset for back pattern. So I'll just go ahead and cut it off. So guys, after I was done cutting, I also go ahead and label the back as 1, 2, 3. Then after doing that, next thing I also went ahead to do was to bring my marker back again. Then I'll label it as the back. You can see that I labeled back, back, back on all the 3 pieces I have for the back. So I also bring the front paper like this, then also bring my marker again, then I'll label it as front, front, front. So now we have first front, second front, third front, then first back, second back, then third back. Now we have our 6 panels ready here. Can you see? So it's going to be 12 panels, actually 6 for the front, 6 for the back. Do you get? So guys, now I'm going to transfer it to the actual fabric. So right here is the material I'll be using. Do you get? So this is the main fabric, this is the lining, and here I have my stay. So I'll just go ahead and cut everything out on the main fabric. So guys, this is where I have here. You can see that I've gone ahead to use my pattern to cut out on the actual fabric, just like you see me doing. I also went ahead to iron my stay as well. Then I also cut out the wording that I'll be using for the breast part. Do you get, for a corset? So guys, this is what I have here. So you can see how it looks like. So go ahead and do yours, and also add your stitching allowance, which I added half inch on all the pieces I have here. So guys, this will be the end of our today's tutorial. In my next tutorial, I will be sharing with you on how to join all the pieces together. If you don't want to mix that, kindly subscribe. Subscription is free. Subscribe so once I upload the video, you get notified at once. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.